Okay. Let us continue the discussion of aromatic compounds, aromaticity. So, where let me take some compounds where which are hydrocarbons, though they are shown to be polar. That means normally hydrocarbons are non-polar because dipole moment is almost equal to 0. For example, if we take benzene, it's almost non-polar, its dipole moment is 0. But there are some hydrocarbons which pointed as some polarity. There is some resultant dipole moment. It is about 1 d by such a high dipole moment. So it's a constable polarity is noticed in some compounds of hydrocarbons. For example, if we take compounds, there is a I'm just taking, for example, if we take this compound, it is the two rings. So there is one is a 5-membered ring and 3-membered ring, and both are in a conjugation. So if you think about this compound, it's not a non-polar, even though it is a hydrocarbon compound, a cyclic hydrocarbon compound. So now here, actually these bonds are polarized. The bonds will be polarized in such a way to get aromaticity, because here it is having, if suppose this is shifted to up, if this pi bond is shifted to this way, what it results? It results get like here we get a positive, we get here negative, and this is the system. Now in this situation we can understand that there are the two rings and both the rings attains the aromaticity because they follows the 4n plus 2 pi electron of conjugation. Here it is a system of, this is a cycle of system of 6 electron conjugation. This is a system of 2 electron configuration. That means both obey the 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation. Pi electron conjugation. So whenever the cycle which obeys the 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation, then what happens? It is going to be aromatic. So that is the reason this compound is polarizes in such a way the pi bond shifted to the up to get the upper cycle of 6 electron conjugation and bottom cycle with 2 electron configuration. So it is a stable situation. Now we can say that the bottom portion is a positive, the upper portion is a negative. That's why the moment, the dipole moment or polarity of the molecule, it just takes in this way. Again, so this is the way the electron is moving from bottom to upper. So therefore, the dipole moment is not equal to 0. So it is a what compound? It's a polar compound. So this way we have the discussion where the hydrocarbon is polar. Now similarly, if you take one more compound, for example, let me take here 5-membered ring and let me take here 7-membered ring. So if you take like that, for example, if you take in that situation 7-membered ring, it is a 7-membered ring, and let me connect this with 5-membered ring. This is a 5-membered ring. Now let me put conjugation. This is the way the two rings are conjugated. Suppose this once again, in order to get aromaticity, that means both the cycles try to get aromaticity just by shifting of this middle pi bond. If suppose it is shifted to down, if it is shifted to down, then what happens? This gets a negative charge and upper one gets a positive charge. That means it becomes like this. So in this situation, here it is a negative and upper one is a positive and remaining bonds are as such, like this. So it is a situation right now, the upper cycle is having with the electron conjugation of 6 electron, the bottom cycle is also having the 6 electron conjugation. That means both are following 4n plus 2 rule. That means I can take in both the cycles n is equal to 1. By placing 1, we will get total 6 electrons of conjugation in both upper cycle as well as bottom cycle. So now it is a situation where you can consider the electron is just moved to the down, that means up to down. That means the polarity will be like this in this situation. It is the direction of movement of polarity, the movement of electron from top to bottom, but in this case down to up. So now this compound is, we can say, the dipole moment not equal to 0, so it is a polar compound. So like that, these two compounds, where even though they are found to be simply hydrocarbon in nature, no other heteroatom is there, but still they are found to be polar. In order to attain the aromatics in both the cycles, it is shifted to one side, middle double bond. The double bond which is connecting the two cycles, that is shifting to one side, thereby one cycle gets negative charge, the other cycle gets positive charge. Ultimately the molecule is polar. Okay, now you just take one more hydrocarbon. It is also a polar, and thereby it is also having high very melting point. Also, it is a crystalline. It existed as a crystalline substance, similar to like ionic compounds. One, two, three, four, five, six. Put like this. It is a 7-member ring. Let me put here 5-member ring. I just taken one is a 7-member ring, other one is a 5-member ring. Let me put alternate double bonds. Okay, now it is a situation of alternate double bonds. But one thing, in order to get aromaticity of each and every cycle, normally aromaticity is going to check for a particular cycle. Here there are two cycles are fused. It is two cycles are fused. So now through two carbons. So now in order to get aromaticity for this cycle, as right now, if you suppose here this is not having 6 electrons, this is having 6 electrons. So in order to get 6 electrons for both the situation, I can say, suppose this bond is shifted. Suppose this bond is shifted to like this. If this bond shifted to here and this bond can be shifted to like that, then what happens? The situation will be we get positive here and negative here. Now you can put here it is a negative charge. Now we get double bond here. This double bond as such. Now we get here positive charge. Yes sir. Now it is a system. Now right now this is a cycle having 3 pi bonds and vacant p orbital. And this is a cycle is having 2 pi bonds and one p orbital with non-bonding electrons. So totally we can say both the systems is having 6 electron and 6 electron. So now it is going to be aromatic. So this kind of situation is supported here in order to attain the stability through aromaticity for both the cycles. So now I can say the movement of electron cloud is from here to here, this direction. It is a planar, no doubt, because every carbon atom is sp2 hybridization. Every carbon is sp2 hybridization. Now the polarity is shown in this direction, in this way, from like this. So it is a movement of electron from one side to another side. This side of negative charge, this side of positive charge. A polar means what? Just like this. Here it is negative, it is a positive. So two poles, two opposite charges just existed at two ends. That is called dipole or polar molecule. Like that. So in this way, for this name of this compound is azulene. Like that, we can think that even though they are appeared as hydrocarbons, still they are found to be polar. We can understand about this based on aromaticity. Okay, now the question is, among these two compounds, which is going to be once again more polar? Which is more polar like that? So if suppose you just consider this, if suppose this oxygen is more electronegative, if this bond is just polarizes to this, because it is supported as per electronegativity, oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. That means the pi bond shifted to here, that makes this becomes so plus and minus. So this compound is preferable to convert to like this, minus and plus. So this way it is preferable to convert here, thereby what happens? We get plus and minus. That means it is a polarized. This bond is more preferred to polarize in order to get 6 electron conjugation for this cycle. That means it is where n is equal to 1 in order to obey 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation. 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation. This is a required condition to get stability of the aromatic compound. So in this way, this compound is preferred to polarize like this to get the cycle as aromatic. But is that situation, is the scope is here? That situation is possible here. Even the oxygen is more electronegative. If it is shifted to like this, what happens? Shifted to like this, we get negative and positive. But it is right now, it is a system of 4 electrons. That means 4 electron conjugation is not as suggestible because it is anti-aromatic. Because it is not following 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation, it is following 4n pi electron conjugation when you keep n is equal to 1. That means this is system becomes anti-aromatic. But this is a system of aromatic. So that is the reason the second one is found to be more polarized compared to the first one. So that's why the polarity, the dipole moment of second one is greater. If you think about dipole moment of second one, dipole moment comparison, the second one is greater than the first one. It is nothing but propylene. What is name of this? Propylene. Propylone or tropylium ion. If you want to get here, if it is not there, we get it normally referred as a propylium cation of 6 electron conjugation, similar to benzene, like that. So in this way, the second one is more polar than the first one. Now instead of 3 carbon cycle and 5 carbon cycle, if you want to compare, for example, there is a like this. It is a 3 carbon cycle. Let me take 5 carbon cycle. Now once again the same question, which is more polar? The polarity is more for what? Yes. If suppose it is shifted here, what happens? We get like this, minus and plus. Now it is a system of 2 electron conjugation. Because each and every atom is sp type addition, it is of 2 n is equal to 0. By placing n is equal to 0 in 4n plus 2, we will get 2 electron conjugation. That suggests the cycle is more stable. So that's why this bond is more preferred to polarize. But in this case, if it is polarized, with polarized, what happens? Yes, it is once again 4 electron conjugation. That means by placing n is equal to 1 to follow 4n rule. 4n pi electron conjugation. But this is follows 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation. So it is more stable. This is aromatic and this is anti-aromatic. So in this way, we can say the more preference of polarization between the carbon and oxygen, the carbonyl group polarization is more preferred for the first compound compared to second compound, because the first one able to get aromaticity. That means 4n plus 2 5 electron conjugation is attainable for first compound, not for second compound. Okay, in this way, we are able to compare the dipole moment of the given species. Aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. We know the cyclic compounds are either homocyclic or heterocyclic. The cycles, you can say the cyclic compounds is of 2 manners, either homocyclic or heterocyclic. Or 4-member ring, if I say like this setting, 6-member ring, it is a homocyclic, only it is composed of carbon atoms. If any one of the carbon is replaced with some hetero atom like nitrogen, oxygen or sulfur, then that is called heterocyclic. Suppose we just put oxygen here, it is what? Heterocyclic. So that is the difference between homocyclic and heterocyclic. Now let us see the aromaticity in some heterocyclic compounds. So aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. Aromaticity in heterocyclic compounds. So let me take some compounds. For example, we just take this compound. This is the compound having totally, it is similar to somewhat like benzene, but instead of benzene, in benzene all carbons are with carbons, but in this case one of the carbon is replaced by nitrogen. That is the difference. That means in benzene, what is benzene? A benzene is like this. It is benzene. Everywhere we are having carbon to hydrogen, but in this case the carbon to hydrogen, this place is replaced by what? This one. That is replaced by this nitrogen. So the carbon is replaced by nitrogen. That's why it is a heterocyclic compound. Now it is aromatic or not? So if you think that here, I can say that here the nitrogen, it is suggestible to hybridization of sp2. Each and every atom taken sp2 hybridization here also. So that's why it is a planar, no doubt. It is a planar. All the 5 carbons are in sp2 hybridization. The nitrogen is also sp2 hybridization. That means the location of lone pair is in which orbital? Here in an orbital called as sp2 hybrid orbital. If you write electronic configuration of nitrogen, 1s, 2s, 2p, 1s to 2s to 2p3. That means with reference to this, it is you can write the configuration in this way. Like for example, 2 electrons here, 3 electrons. So in this case, take an sp2 hybridization. It's sp2 hybridization, that is 3 hybrid orbitals. In that one of the hybrid orbitals having a lone pair, another 2 hybrid orbitals take sigma bonds, 2 sigma bonds, and this one takes a pi bond. So that is the bonding in pyridine. So no doubt each and every atom is sp2 hybridization, so it is a planar. And think about the conjugated electrons. There are 3 pi bonds. It is not equal. It is not the part of the p orbital. Second, in the case of benzene, what happens? In order to have the conjugation, there are at each and every carbon one p orbital. Now there is one electron at each and every carbon, and they are involved in conjugation. They are involved in like this. Actually, what is happening? It is happening in such a way they are just revolving all over the ring. So like that, this is a 6 pi electron conjugation. That kind of conjugation is also very clear. So I want to say that it is a pyridine. What is the name of this compound? The compound name is pyridine. And having how many electrons? It is of 6 electron conjugate, similar to benzene, 6 electron conjugate. That means N is equal to 1 to obey the 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation. Okay, it is a pyridine where N is equal to 1, then in order to get 6 electron conjugation, so it is aromatic. 5-membered ring of nitrogen. Okay, it is the compound here, the nitrogen having one lone pair. But this lone pair is suggested we have conjugation with the other 2 pi bonds. So because you can say that it is a part of the p orbital. It is a part of the p orbital. That means it is a situation of not like this. It is just instead of like writing like this, you can put 1 electron here, but 2 electrons is here. That means hybridization is same, sp2 hybridization. So there are 3 hybrid orbitals with off field, and all are taking sigma bonds. 1, 2, 3. That is one hybrid orbital taken sigma bond with hydrogen, other one taken with carbon, other one taken with carbon. And there is one p orbital is with a lone pair. Okay, now it is a situation we can say like this. So here at everywhere there is a p orbital, all the p orbitals are just aligned. It is if we take a plane of all the atoms are along the plane, then p orbitals are perpendicular to the plane. That means the p orbitals lie perpendicular to the plane, and now we are having 4 carbons. There is a each off-filled orbital. But in nitrogen we have 2 electrons. So like that, totally how many electrons involved? 6 electrons. So it is a conjugation of 6 electron conjugation. Like this. So it is a conjugation of 6 electron conjugation. So then once again it is aromatic. Okay, but in this case the lone pair is not attained for conjugation. It is a part of sp2 orbital, but it is a part of p orbital. So like that, this is aromatic, this is also aromatic. Okay, now let me take for example furan. We can take another compound like a furan. It is a furan. So in this situation, we can say that it just place this outer part is of the part of sp2, and this is a part of p orbital. Like that. That means if you want configuration of oxygen, 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So with reference to valence shell, you can write here and 1, 2, 3. Let me put here because p orbital required lone pair. That means now you can put like this sp hybrid. That means there are 3 hybrid orbitals, but one is with lone pair, another 2 will be with off-filled. They take sigma bond with its neighbors, that is with carbon. This is one sigma bond, this is another sigma bond. And this is of the part of the p orbital. They are accepted for conjugation. So in this way, there is a conjugation of 6 electrons. Once again, it is a aromatic. So we can say all these species of what electron configuration? 6 electron configuration. Sorry, 6 electron conjugation. They just taken a conjugation, all are a planar because each and every atom taken of the cycle of sp2 hybridization, and there is a conjugation with 6 electrons. That means they are following Huckel's rule, 4n plus 2 pi rule. A 6 electron conjugation similar to benzene. So all are aromatic compounds. As I told, this is pyridine. Suppose one more nitrogen is taken. Put nitrogen. Then this is, they want to say that pyrimidine. We know what is this? This is the pyrrole. Suppose one of the nitrogen is kept here. Like this. So just in pyridine we have only one heteroatom nitrogen, but if you take in pyrimidine there is one more nitrogen is introduced alternatively. That means 2 nitrogens are there. So in both the cases, the lone pair is a part of what? The lone pair is a part of sp2 hybrid orbital. So they are basic because they are more preferred to accept the proton because those electron pair is not the part of the conjugation. You can say. Similarly here, in this case, we have 2 nitrogens. So what is this compound? It is called imidazole. In imidazole, there is a 5-membered ring, 2 nitrogens which are appeared alternatively. But in that one nitrogen is connected with single bonds, but other nitrogen connected with multiple bond. So whenever nitrogen connected with a single bond, we can say like this situation of it is the part of p orbital, but this is the part of sp2 orbital. That means this involves in conjugation, but this is not involved in conjugation. Because there are 3 directional bonds, sp direction, and then this is a part of p orbital. In this case, 1, 2, 3. That means 2 sigma bonds, 1 lone pair. That is also a part of sp2 orbital. sp2. Okay. Now among these 2, this lone pair is involved in conjugation. Don't say this lone pair involves in conjugation. So now it is once again 6 electron conjugation. So even though there are one more nitrogen is kept here, it doesn't influence anything about the conjugation. That means 6 electron conjugation here as well as there. Similarly here also 6 electron conjugation. On introducing of one more nitrogen, that nitrogen lone pair not involved in conjugation. So only one nitrogen lone pair is involved in conjugation. These are all aromatic compounds: pyridine, pyrimidine, pyrrole and imidazole. Okay, now there is a pyrimidine. Suppose the pyrimidine and imidazole both will be fused, that is called a purine. What is that one, for example? And this is fused with this one, imidazole. So what about this part? This is the part where two rings are fused. One is a pyrimidine having two nitrogens in the part of benzene, and similarly the other one is imidazole, because once again one more nitrogen is substituted for pyrrole. That means the imidazole and pyridine both are fused. What is name of this? Purine. Like this, a purine. Normally this is a base. This is kind of base are present in DNA and RNA. The purine bases and pyrimidine bases. These two bases, which are the components of the DNA and RNA. So they are the DNA and RNA. It is some genetic genes. In the genes, DNA and RNA are appear. They have these components, purine and pyrimidine, and both are aromatics. But in this case, you just see this is involved in p orbital. It is involved in conjugation. Then only we get 1, 2, this. So total 6 array. This is not involved in conjugation because it is the part of sp2. And here also this is also not involved. This is also part of sp2. This is also part of sp2. So that's why if someone asks you among 1, 2, 3, 4, which one is least basic nitrogen? Which nitrogen is least basic? Which nitrogen where electron pair donated very less extent? As this electron pair is a part of the conjugation, which is less preferred to donate. It is a very weak Lewis base. Other this is less preferred to accept the proton. Right. So I can say this nitrogen. If someone labeled as A, B, C and D, then which nitrogen is least basic? The D is least basic. Now this is having a 6 electron conjugation. This cycle is having 6 electron conjugation. This cycle is also having 6 electron conjugation. So in this way we can understand. If suppose you just take this is also, there is some, for example, uracil. For example, if suppose this is the situation, let me write. Here it is written like this, C double. Here also it is written like this. So now what happens in that situation? Now here actually it is hydrogen and hydrogen. Now it is what is happening? It is something like C double bond O NH. Okay, now this lone pair is changes in a different manner. You can put here, and this lone pair is also, you can put here better H, because nitrogen valence is 3. I want to say that it is derived from this component, a pyrimidine, where this part and this part is introduced with the carbonyl portions, and this is as such. This is as such. So just this part here, there is a introducing of C double bond, introducing of C double bond. Then what is this compound is called uracil. Is it aromatic or not? It is aromatic only, because now right now this electron pair is also involved in conjugation, and it is going to be just polarized in such a way we get negative and positive. Negative and positive. Yes or no? Like that. There is one pi bond, two non-bonded lone pairs, which is located in the p orbitals of the nitrogen. But in this case, these are located in sp2 hybrid orbital of nitrogen. So their lone pair position is changed while taking just one component derived from this pyrimidine. This is derived from pyrimidine. Among the pyrimidine bases, one of the component is uracil. In that uracil, it is the structure of the uracil. Is the uracil is aromatic or not? Yes, it is aromatic one because it is 1 pi 1 and 2, totally 6 electron conjugation. So it is something like, otherwise we can say, here I am just keeping plus, here I am keeping plus, here I am just taking NH. This is the situation. Is it aromatic or not? It is aromatic because 1 pi 1, 2 lone, total 6 electron conjugation. Totally 6 electron, that's why it is aromatic. So there are some components derived from pyrimidine. Under pyrimidine we have uracil, thymine, cytosine, like that. See, in borosol, it is nothing but B3N3H6. Aromaticity in borosol. It is just similar to benzene, but in benzene we are having, in place of this part we are having 6 carbons. Yes or no? This is benzene. This is benzene. Now then what is this one? This is nothing but, right here, boron, nitrogen, boron, nitrogen, boron, nitrogen. Here everywhere hydrogen is there. Okay. Now we are having here a lone pair, here also a lone pair, here also lone. But here it is a vacant orbital because the boron, boron compounds are electron deficient compounds. So now it is a situation right now, each and every atom is sp2 hybridization. Either boron and nitrogen, both are which hybridization? Here each and every carbon is sp2 hybridization. Similarly, here also each and every atom is sp2 hybridization. Now it is something system we can take like this otherwise. Here you can take a vacant orbital only. It is something like a place. In place of boron, you can take boron. Here it is a lone pair. This kind of system. Then how many electrons will be there? In this we have 2 electrons, 2 electrons, and 2 electrons. And it is a vacant orbital. So that means it is a system you can understand. It just appeared like this. In that, alternatively there is a vacant, but it is having 2 electrons here. It is having 2 electrons, doesn't have 2 electrons, here 2 electrons. It is like this. Like this. Alternatively, there are 6 p orbitals, but alternate p orbitals are vacant, alternate p orbitals are lone pair. Therefore, there is a electron conjugation of 6 electron conjugation. So there is a conjugation, no doubt. So in this way, we can say the borogene is also aromatic. Because we can write in what way we can write the structures. It can be linked to this boron. That means we get, if it links to right one, we get this kind of. But if it links to left one, like this. Okay. So like this, similar to benzene, this compound is also having aromaticity. But what about the locations? Here it is a nitrogen. Nitrogen, boron, nitrogen, boron, nitrogen, boron. And you can keep it everywhere hydrogen. Just by looking this, you can compare this situation. This picture helps us. This is going to be aromatic. This picture says that there is a conjugation of 6 electrons. There is a conjugation among the 6 p orbitals with the total number of electrons is 6. That means it is called a 4n plus 2, 4n plus 2 by electron conjugation with n is equal to 1. Okay. You can write one more here, B, N, B, N. As it is a donor, we get normally we represent whenever it is donated. put now, right now, the valency of nitrogen is 4, that's why you get a positive charge. You can put here positive charge. And boron is exceeded its valency. Normal valency is 3, that's why you can put here a negative charge. So anyway, there is a conjugation of 6 electrons with reference to 6 p orbitals which are present at boron and nitrogen, which are appeared alternatively like carbon atoms arranged in the benzene. Okay, so no doubt this borazine is called as inorganic benzene because it is also having aromaticity similar to benzene. Okay, what is the other name of this? Inorganic benzene. It is named as inorganic benzene. So what is inorganic benzene? B3NH6 is called inorganic benzene. It is called borazole. Borazole is called inorganic benzene because it is a cyclic system where each and every atom is sp2 hybridization, so it is a planar. Thereafter, how many electrons in conjugation? 6 electrons involved in conjugation. So no doubt it is aromatic. And these two are the resonating structures of borazine, similar to benzene. The benzene is having what is other structure for this? Like this. So these two are the two Kekulé resonating structures. It is introduced by whom? Kekulé. The Kekulé introduced resonating structures. Similarly, the borazine is also having two resonating structures. So no doubt the borazine is aromatic, so it is called inorganic benzene. Okay, I frame like this. How do you convert the following? How do you convert the following aliphatic species? Aliphatic species to aromatic species. So now it is, we told already, aromatic species have some special extra stability, which are more stable compared to aliphatic. That's why there is a scope, we can convert aliphatic species into aromatic species. So for example, they are given, one of the compound is given like this. So then how do you convert this into aromatic? That is just by removal of Cl minus. That is possible by introducing the reagent. If you use the reagent, like what reagent is required? If you use some reagent like Ag+, which is having Ag+. So that means it will just ionize this. This reagent helps to ionize this one to get HCl precipitate. And other one is what? Aromatic species. Get like this. Okay, this is combined with what? BF4 minus. So now what is the nature of this one? Aromatic, because it is a 2 electron conjugation. So like this compound can be converted into aromatic. This is aromatic because what is hybridization of this carbon? sp3. sp3 means non-planar. So non-planar means aliphatic. This is aliphatic. Basically it is aliphatic, but it is converted into aromatic. Like that. So we are trying to convert aliphatic into aromatic by using appropriate reagent. So here we are interested to just ionize this compound. We are interested to take out the Cl minus from that with the help of appropriate reagent. Normally use Ag plus ion reagent. That is called silver fluoroborate. This is called fluoroborate. Silver fluoroborate is used as a reagent. It is aliphatic. Now our aim is to convert into aromatic. What is respect to aromatic? This one. Okay, because it is sp3 carbon, so it is a non-planar. So it is aliphatic. You can say it is aliphatic. Yes, we can get. It is a conjugate base. It is just a conjugate base of this one. So in order to get conjugate base, what is required? A base is required. I think some base, appropriate base is required. A base is one which picks out this proton. This proton is picked out by this base and we get that one, appropriate base. So now as this species is more stable because of 6 electron conjugation, 6 electron conjugation. So now the 6 electron conjugation, and which is the aromatic species, it is going to be more stable. So as the product is more stable, the removal of H plus is more easy from this. That's why here a base with reference to the conjugate base of alcohol is enough. That means the base like alkoxides is enough. What base is used? Alkoxide. So alkoxide base is suggestible, is enough to take out the proton from this and to convert into aromatic, because the product is such a stable. The product here, I can say this is the conjugate base of this reactant. This is acid, and here it is an acid with a pKa value. It is found to be 60 nearly. That means it is almost somewhat like acidity of water. It is almost comparable with water. The water acidity is almost equal. The pKa value of water is how much? If you take water, what is its pKa value? 15.7. That means it is almost equal to water. What extent water is acidic? In the same way, this is also acidic. That means it is more acidic than alcohols. That is the reason the respective conjugate base of alcohols is used to take out the proton. That's why alkoxides. So alkoxides is a sufficient base to take out the proton from this in order to convert aliphatic species into aromatic species. Okay, that is the point. Okay, it is just given like this. It is just alcohol, hydroxy compound, but it is of sp3 hybridization only, this carbon. So once again it is a non-planar. So as it is non-planar, I can say this is what? Aliphatic. How do you convert into aromatic? That means it is already 6 electrons are there under conjugation. So if we remove this OH as OH minus, of course that is possible on protonation. If it is protonated, if suppose some acid is added, then this is protonated. This is protonated, then it is comes out as OH2 plus. So now it is easily ejected because the OH is not that much easily leaving group. That is converted into easily leaving group by protonation, by adding acid. If you add acid, it is going to be like this. Then this is going to be ejected. Then what will be the result? The result will be aromatic species. Like this. It means ejection of water. So it is of 6 electron conjugation, and each and every carbon is sp2 hybridization. Each and every carbon is sp2. That means aromatic. sp2 means planar. Each and every atom is sp2 means the geometry is a planar, and it is having 6 electron configuration. That means it is following 4n plus 2 pi electrons of conjugation with n is equal to 1. That's why the aliphatic species is converted into aromatic species by adding acid in this situation. The reasons for the following. They are asking to give reason. So they are giving some questions like they are having a compound like this. We just interested to compare this one with another compound. Like this. Proton acceptor is what? Base. So the question is, which is more basic? Which is more basic? The question is, among these two, they said that this is more basic than this one. This is more basic. This is more basic than that one. How do you say? Because here it is once polarized. It is once polarized. It means you get here minus and plus. Now in this situation, it is going to be aromatic. After it is just polarizing, you get a vacant p orbital here. So already 2 pi bond electrons, and this is also presenting p orbital. That means it is a conjugation of 6 electron conjugation. 6 electron conjugation. That's why as it is easily polarizable in order to get aromaticity. But if it is polarizes, what happens? If it polarizes, you get once again But is it supports aromaticity? No, it is still in aliphatic oil. That's why this is basically aromatic compound by polarizing the carbonyl group. Once it is polarizes, that means it supports for polarization. So thereby we get vacant orbital, then they are accepted for conjugation. Okay. So in order to get the vacant orbital, this pi bond is polarized. It is polarizing means it is taking the proton. So which one is a better proton acceptor? The first one compared to second one. So the first one is more basic than the second one. It is polarizes and takes the proton. An acid is there that is taken by this one. Just take like this and we compare this one. So in which case removal of water is so easy. The first one easily removes the water compared to second one. That means the first one easily dehydrated compared to second one. On what basis? If it is dehydrated, what happens? If it is dehydrated, elimination of water by protonation is eliminated. Okay, just by elimination of water. If once the water is eliminated, it is converted to water. Like this. But here water is eliminated, it is converted to like this. So because it is aromatic, because it is benzene, but it is still in a aliphatic. That's why the removal of water from first case is easily compared to second case. So in this way, the questions will arise based on aromaticity. Some polynuclear aromatic compound. Polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. Polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons, you can say PAH, they can say as PH, polynuclear aromatic compound. Sometimes PNA also, polynuclear aromatic. They can say either PAH or PNA, anyway. Polynuclear aromatic or simply polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. So that means there will be many nucleus. Many nucleus means more than one benzene ring may be appeared. For example, this is one benzene, another benzene is there. So I can say here two benzene rings are simply fused. So that's why there are two nuclei. Nucleus of one benzene, nucleus of another benzene. That means two benzenes are fused, so that's why it is called polynuclear, binuclear benzene compound. In this case, I can say it is having conjugation totally. Each and every carbon taken sp2 hybridization, so it is planar, and overall 10 electrons conjugation. There are 5 pi bonds are there. 5 pi bonds are there. That means 10 electron conjugation. So 10 electron means you can say as per 4n plus 2 pi electron conjugation, here n is equal to 2. By placing n is equal to 2, we can get 10 electrons, which is under conjugation. So which is going to be aromatic. If you think about resonance energy, from thermodynamics we can find the resonance energy. So what is resonance energy of this? The resonance energy of this compound is found to be (252 kilojoules per mole). This is the resonance energy of this compound. What is the name of this? It is called naphthalene. Naphthalene. So it is a naphthalene. Its resonance energy is 252 kilojoules per mole. That means with reference to one benzene ring, if you want to report, you can simply divide it by 2. That means if you just take divided by 2, then with reference to one nucleus of benzene, we can say the value will be 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 6, like this. So this is resonance energy with reference to for nucleus, for benzene, for one cycle otherwise, for one cycle. Actually it is a bicycle, 2 cycles are there. With reference to one cycle or with reference to one benzene nucleus, we can take just one off of this. But if you take benzene alone, what is its resonance energy? It is found to be 151 kilojoules per mole. The benzene resonance energy is 151 kilojoules per mole. The naphthalene resonance energy is 252 kilojoules per mole. When you report for one cycle, half of that. That means with reference to one cycle, which is more stable? The benzene only more stable. Normally, which is reported with reference to one cycle part, one cycle, one monocycle. So there are two monocycles are there. So with reference to one cycle, the resonance energy is 126 kilojoules per mole in naphthalene, but whereas in benzene it is 151 kilojoules per mole. That's why benzene is more stable than naphthalene. That is a suggestible explanation. If you take one more compound like fused. This is the situation where 3 is called as anthracene. So in this case, totally how many pi bonds? Each and every atom is sp2 hybridization. The total number of pi bonds is 3 to 5 plus 2, 7. That means 14 electron system. 7 pi bonds are there. It is of 14 electron system. It is of 10 electron conjugation. So now if you think about its resonance energy, the value is found to be 351 kilojoules per mole. That means for one cycle how much? Divided by 3. That means for 3 cycles 351. With reference to one cycle 170. So this is the value for one cycle, for each cycle. That means, but if you compare with benzene, it is 150. That means once again, the benzene is more stable compared to anthracene. Like that. But if we go for phenanthrene, there is a phenanthrene. Right. So this is called as a phenanthrene. It is a compound called as phenanthrene. So if you think about this resonance energy, its value will be 381. The value of this is 381 kilojoules per mole of this one. Then for one cycle how much? 3 ones, 3 twos, 3 sevens. So this is the value for one cycle. Kilojoules for each cycle of each cycle. So once again, that means that if you compare the stability of these 3 compounds, in which case resonance energy is more benzene. That's why benzene is no doubt it is more stable when compared to even this polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. So you just see 126, 127. The reason it is almost having the 2 cycles having equal values for each cycle. 126 here, 127. Equal values are there because in both the cases 6 electron conjugate. When you think about each and every cycle, this cycle having 6, this cycle is also having 6. You think about separately 6 and 6. But here also, you just see this cycle is having 6, this cycle is having 6, this cycle. That means each and every cycle satisfies the condition of 6 electron conjugation. Each and every cycle satisfies the 6 electron conjugation. That's why they are almost having same values. But when you go for this cycle satisfies, this cycle satisfies. But what about this cycle? This cycle is not satisfying. When you think about each cycle, this cycle with 6 electrons, this cycle with 6 electrons. That means 2 cycles are satisfied. That is the reason. Phenanthrene. What is name of this? Phenanthrene. Its name is phenanthrene. Phenanthrene. The phenanthrene is more stable than anthracene because each and every cycle is satisfied with 6 electrons. But in anthracene, only 2 cycles are satisfied with 6 electron conjugation. That's why phenanthrene is more stable than anthracene. That is the reason in naphthalene 2 cycles are satisfied for conjugation, and here 3 cycles are each satisfied for 6 cycles. But in anthracene only 2 cycles are satisfied, third cycle is not satisfied. That is the reason anthracene is less stable compared to naphthalene and phenanthracene. Otherwise, the resonance energy for each and every cycle, for a single cycle of both naphthalene and phenanthrene is same almost. Now suppose, that is the reason if suppose this is involves some addition reaction, suppose some compound is added to this. then where it is added, some compound, something like HX is added, it is preferred to add to these bonds. Its location is named as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. These are called as 9 and 10. In the addition reaction, what happens? It is just the proton is added like this. Suppose the proton is added like this, then X minus is added here. Okay, that means these two pi bonds is going to equal. That means what is the product here? The product will be these two is involved. Then here double bond comes here. Then here H is added. Here X is added. Yes or no? Okay, then like this. Now it is the situation. This ring is aromatic. This ring is aromatic, and middle ring just loses. So after addition of HX, they try, if it is added the middle part of the cycle, then only the external two cycles sustains aromaticity. So that is the reason the addition takes place at the positions of 9 and 10, not somewhere. Then you think here also, if you just think that here it is preferred to, if suppose this is involved, this bond is involved, then this is not going to disturb the aromaticity, this is also not going to disturb the aromaticity. That's why addition takes here. I can say the numbering of this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me go for here 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let just name like this. The positions are called 9 and 10. We want to say the 9 and 10 now pi bond, double bond is involved in addition reaction. If this is involved, what happens? Then here if it is involved in addition, what happens? Involved addition like H and X is added here. Then these are as such, they will maintain. The two rings are still sustains the aromaticity. So like that, whenever addition reactions are taken in a polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons, they just added to a position, thereby the other rings should not be disturbed their aromaticity. If it is added at these two positions, this and this sustains the aromaticity. Similarly, if addition is taken in phenolphthalein at this position, then this ring and this ring sustains the aromaticity. Like that, the addition reactions also taking place.